Welcome again to my channel, guys. This is Trev from Trevessence. Boy, every day we wake up, it's another news. No news is good news, they say, but it seems like every day is just bad news. Now today, I have one of the worst stories I have to tell you all about, and this is about a mother who took the life of her 5-year-old and then the life of herself. No, most of the times we hear it's men killing women, men killing their children. Very, very rarely you will hear of a mother taking the life of their child, because the love of a mother transcends everything. I cannot fathom how a mother can take the life of her child, knowing that we are the caregivers, we are the nurturers, we are the lovers. I just can't come to grips with it, but it is a reality. A mother in Florida took the life of her 5-year-old daughter and then herself. Let's get into this story, guys. Now, this story I'm about to talk about happened down there in Florida. Yes, we know it's Florida again. Florida is always in the news for the good, the bad, the indifferent, and the ugly. Today, it is in the ugly. This story took place in a place called Springfield, down there on the panhandle of Florida, where a mother took the life of her 5-year-old daughter and then killed herself. Now, according to the police, her 15-year-old daughter woke up to find the mother pointing a gun at her. Luckily, the 15-year-old was able to escape. As she was running away from the house, she could hear gunshots. She called the police, and when they showed up, they couldn't get in touch with the mother inside the house. So the police forced their way in. Unfortunately, they found the mother dead on the living room floor with the gun still in her hand. And the baby, 5 years old, was found dead in bed. Mom had killed the baby and then herself. Now, the woman we're talking about is 34-year-old Joelle Whaley. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that last name properly because it's W-L-E-H. But we're just going to call her Joelle. No, guys, something terrible must have been happening to Miss Joelle for her to just take the life of her daughter and herself. Something terrible was happening. We don't know, and we may never know, what trials and tribulations she was going through, but we do know right now that it was intense enough for her to decide that there was no silver lining at the end of this rainbow. And just looking at her, guys, you would never think that she would be capable of such an act. And that is how depression works, guys. You can look perfectly normal, going about your business, but deep down inside of you, you are hurting so terribly. You are having thoughts of suicide. You are having thoughts of homicide. It is so painful. And these days, a lot of the pain that people go through spills out on social media. If we only pay attention sometimes to the post. For Miss Joelle, it wasn't so long ago that she posted, "I'm done with everything. Lord knows I try my hardest to be a damn good mother and a good person." Once she said, "I am done with everything," that right there was a sign. She was crying out for help. Who would have known? Guys, we have to look out for each other. We have to pay attention to the signs. The signs of depression that can show up in many different forms. They can show up in the changes in sleep patterns. If you have a child, a family member whose sleep pattern you have noted to be changing, they don't sleep at nights, they're walking around, they seem like they can function with very little sleep. That's one sign. They may have trouble concentrating. They can't concentrate on their schoolwork. They can't concentrate on a task. They may have changes in their appetite. Now, if you have a child who used to be eating, all of a sudden, this child is not eating. This child is just picking at something, and you're wondering, what do you eat? How do you survive when you're not eating anything? It is a sign for parents to pay attention, and not just for children. I'm talking about anybody in your family, anybody that is close to you. You can find that people have lost motivation. You used to have a child who was interested in school and interested in games and interested in their friends and interested in everything. And suddenly you notice that this child is suddenly not interested in the things that would make them happy. They're not interested in school, not interested in friends. They are withdrawn. They're staying to themselves. They have lost energy. They're just not wanting to be around anybody. They just want to stay by themselves. Those are signs of depression, and it's something to take seriously. And oftentimes, guys, if we follow the social media posts of people who are depressed, we get an idea of their mindset, what they're thinking about. For this particular young lady, on March 30th, she posted, "God got me. See this smile?" That could be an indication that she has decided to leave everything in God's hands. Who would have known that a few days later she would decide to take back her tribulations into her own possession and deal with them? Who would have known? And then, as it was getting closer to the final decision that she had already made up her mind of what she was going to do. This is what she posted on April 26th. "I am beyond broken, tired, mentally and physically tired. My soul hurts. My daughters hurt me in the worst way possible. This is it. Good night." That right there was her final sign off to say, "I am out." If you or anyone around you feel like it is your last day on this earth, if you feel like you cannot go on, you are so overwhelmed with the problems of life, if you have lost your job, if you have lost your child, if you have gotten a prognosis that is poor, whatever the case is, guys, please do not take your life. Do not take the lives of your loved ones or anyone around you. In the description below, I will be leaving the number for the suicide prevention hotline. Please, guys, utilize this number if you are feeling hopeless, depressed, suicidal, or homicidal. Please, guys, reach out to somebody for help. Unfortunately, Miss Joel decided to take her life and the life of her beautiful 5-year-old. I can't imagine the trauma that the 15-year-old must be going through, knowing that she came this close to being killed by her mother, and to now have lost her mother and her sister. This poor young woman is going to need some serious counseling, and I hope and pray that as time goes by, she gets the healing that she deserves. Until next time, guys, this is Trev from Trevessence, reminding you all to always take good care of yourselves and each other.